My question is, I'm this long-term, stand-up taekwondo guy. Um, what do you do for guys that are older that have had hip replacements? Our backs aren't that good. Or can we still learn a few techniques that if we had to be in a situation where we don't want to be kicking and punching, that we could still protect our family and protect ourselves?
So, um,
Like I joke with my grandkids,
mhm,
the best thing I can do with them when I'm playing with them is if I'm lying down, because it's going to take some work for me to probably get
I
back
got you.
up.
I got you. Well, the mindset for me has always been longevity. If I could predict, okay, what's the ideal scenario for me? I want to train until I'm beyond 100 if I live that far. I want to live up to 100. I mean, if I'm going to
Right.
go 89, whatever,
Right.
but my
Right.
mind is already
And
there.
your mom's 92. My mom's 90,
94.
94. So
94.
we have moms in our 90s.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
hopefully we have good
Yeah.
longevity
But
too.
like I said, these are beyond my control, but assuming that's the case. But as long as I'm here, I want my body to be functional. And the problem with martial arts, people teach you how to do a technique, but in some instances, they don't teach you enough how to train properly so you protect and preserve your body in the process. Okay. So when you're younger, you go harder. You kind of nowadays the recovery aspect is way more knowledgeable. We
Right.
all do the red light, we do the sauna, we do the hot bath, the cold plunge, and we do all the different therapies that are out there. You're going to Lifegenics, which is a
Right.
very innovative,
Right.
the fibrin, technology to, fix the discs. There's so many other things going on. I said, God bless medicine if done the right way, preventatively. If you need to fix ourselves, great. But man, there's a lot out there. But going back to the longevity aspect, I focus more on teaching people how to train than what to do. And that dictates how well they're going to conduct themselves in their journey through the martial arts. Because I don't want them, they have to stop and quit because their body is no longer functional. So, intensity is also one aspect, strategy. So the idea is be comfortable in uncomfortable positions and learn how to deal with pressure. Okay, because if you do those two things right off the bat, you can automatically develop your intuitive reaction to protect yourself when you are in a bad spot. Okay, and I also, even for competitive athletes, I remember my cousin, legendary Rickson Gracie. Hickson told me, this was in Brazil before I came to America. He said, I never train 100%. I never. I never go to a point that I feel I put it all out there. I always, in my mind, I kind of, I want to go up to 80, and I want to know if the push comes to shove, I still have 20% more to go. Does that make sense?
Sure.
So it's like, so he kind of had that kind of mentality. Um, and for me, technology is a thing. Okay. The enemy, the real enemy is called cortisol.
Hmm.
Okay.
I'm aware of that.
And if you train too hard, you're going to flood your body with cortisol. So you're going to be very sore, unlikely to train the next day or this and that. The way I like to do it, I have the heart strap, the heart monitor strap,
Right.
my app open, and I had the blue zone, green zone, orange zone, red zone, whatever that is. Whenever it gets to red, I slow down no matter what I'm doing, and I wait for the heart to go down, the heartbeat, maybe 15, 20
Taking a
beats. And
scientific
then
approach to
yeah, so I always try to, so the irony of that is I start to be able to endure more intensity without allowing my heart rate to go beyond the desirable amount of a heartbeat. And I learned that from a gentleman called Todd Nelson. He's a black belt under one of my students out in Austin. Great guy. He did a 10-week study. He would prick his fingertip after every training because when he was a blue or purple belt, which is halfway
Sure.
into
Sure.
the jiu-jitsu, I guess, rank, he he wanted to quit. His body was just giving. He's 60 now, but he was like probably his late 40s when he started, something like that.
Wow.
So So it's like he was already there, candidate to quit because he couldn't take anymore. Your body just will not take it. So it took him to figure that out, the sweet spot on the cortisol. So after 10 weeks, so he used the heart rate monitor, he was able to map out the intensity or whatever. Now this guy does 100 rounds a week,
Wow.
5-minute rounds. So 500 minutes is 8.5 hours. But I'm talking about live sparring in jiu-jitsu, not
Wow.
doing techniques or stuff like that. But he literally got that second nature. So that right there, if I was to answer your question on a more scientific approach, that would be one of the ways that that you
So,
can
so
really.
my question would be at 65, I mean, physically, probably, I think I look better than I perform because I've had, you know, elbow surgery. I've had 2 ruptured biceps. I've had a hip replacement. I'm told I need a double fusion in my low back and my cervical. I've got 3 naturally fused together vertebrae. Would I be able to learn techniques that could help me even in my current physical condition?
Mhm. Yeah. Okay. So I can use an analogy here. Okay. And let's say it's not the case, but just to give you an example, I have 1 minute and I'm going to tell everybody in the class, instead of saying do 50 push ups in a minute, whatever it is, it's almost like one push up a second, right? Or just do as many push ups as you can in a minute. If you do one, that's great. If you do half of one, hey, you did something. As long as you have motion in any degree, then we can
Gotcha.
work from there. And I give an example. We have a student. This gentleman, actually, I was talking earlier to a friend of mine who came to visit me before I saw you today. We saw a picture right here behind me, the Machado brothers with Dan Inosanto, a legendary
Legend.
martial artist. This
Exactly.
guy's an encyclopedia of martial arts. But he was also one of Bruce Lee's main training partners. And he was right there with Bruce Lee when he was innovating the JKD, his system, the Wing Chun, the JKD, version, whatever. And the first time I saw Dan Inosanto was in the early 90s. He had some chronic lower back issues that his doctors were saying, I'm not sure if you're going to be able to teach anymore. And he came to do a jiu-jitsu class at my academy with my brothers back in South Bay, Redondo Beach at the time. And when he walked in, he was like, I don't know if I can even do this. My back is really bad. And my brother said, let's do this. We're going to do some mobility drills and then do a class and you tell me how you feel. So he went over the whole thing, finished the class. At the end of the class, my brother asked, my brother Hegan, how do you feel? He said, yeah, I feel like actually more relaxed a little bit. It's not hurting. I feel comfortable. Then he came back the next day and then did again and felt even better. So ironically for him, the practice of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu became a rehab activity for whatever problems he had on
Oh,
his lower back.
interesting.
And to the point where Danny Santo was doing 5 privates a week. I was one of his
Wow.
instructors at different days, but he was training with every brother, whichever slot that was available, 5 times a week for years. You talk about commitment and discipline.
Wow.
It became literally an addiction to him. Not only the intriguing part about him trying to expand his knowledge in a martial art that he was not acquainted with, but also the fact that he felt his body was thriving in ways that he never anticipated. So of course nowadays many years have passed. It's been 35 years ever since, but he still seems very functional. He's like in his 80s right now, so I assume that things have slowed down.
Sure.
But
You know where
for
I'm getting at.
yeah,
I want to come in maybe and
yeah,
take a
so I
lesson.
already see you coming to my
I
gym
mean, it would
and
be
me
such an honor. I
and
mean, to
me
be able to
just
say,
doing
I'm just honored to be able
a
to be in this
demo,
chair right
an
now.
intro class with you, a demo class. Say, hey, Larry, let's try this and that.